Future Country Club members, I'm going to teach you how to build a session on the Uneekor. We're going to talk a little bit of the numbers. We're also going to show you how to get the top screen up and running so you're able to see your numbers in 2 spots. Well, 3 spots if you include the big sim. So here we go. When you log in, especially for the first time, this is what you're going to see. So you're going to have this basically first session where it's going to give you a chance to do a name, pick a ball, pick a club. All you really need to do to get started, if you're not, trying to hit pitching wedge, 9 irons and capture some data, is just click almost anything to get these things through, but we're gonna do it the best way possible. So you're always gonna choose a premium golf ball here on the right, and then I usually warm up with my wedge, so I'm gonna choose a wedge. I'm gonna choose pitching wedge. You could name this. I could name this Tyler or today's date or, Tyler's 7 iron today's date, whatever it is for this particular session. But right now, I'm just gonna leave it blank and add my session. So you'll see over here on the left side of the screen, there's 2 sessions here, and I've logged into one of our members' accounts. That's a very good player, so we can show some dispersion and some cool numbers. So here you'll see 2 sessions because I just opened up that second session. So I'm gonna click into the other session, the session from the past, and I'm gonna run you through this vertical menu. So up here at the top, kind of on the middle left side, you'll see front. So this is what it's always gonna default to, the front menu. And this is a cool menu to see some dispersion here on the right side. You'll see kind of some ball flight with that red line. So it looks like this member's hitting little push draws, pretty good flight. But I don't think it's the best screen to keep your session on while you're playing. So we'll come down here to side top. This also shows a little dispersion. It shows some height. You can see there's some push draw action there. Also a cool screen to tap into, but not a screen that I would leave it on while you're practicing. The next one, more of the same, a grouping. So this member was hitting it towards 150, pretty damn good, hitting a lot of greens. Looks like he went about 15 of 17 while hitting greens at 150 yards. So pretty good. Also a cool screen, but not the one that I would keep the main screen on, which gets us down to club. Club is the #1 screen that I use, especially when I'm teaching, and it's what I would tell you to use too, because it gives you the most impact for each shot. So when it defaults, it's almost going to be perfect. You're gonna wanna remember 2 things. On the main sim, you're gonna make sure you want your hand, so if you're right-handed, you want it to say right-handed. If you're left-handed, you want it to say left-handed. On the GS Pro, that is global. So when you log in, it's gonna default to the last person that's logged in. So check if it's right hand or left hand, and then get a corresponding club. So if it's a wedge or an iron or a driver, it doesn't need to be perfect, but aesthetically here on this screen, you're gonna want it to match the club that you're using. Over here on the right is where we can upgrade this illustration. So for whatever reason, Uneekor defaults to illustration, but when you click this photo, it looks a lot better. So you're getting your impact screenshot, and down here on this bottom right, as soon as you hit it, it will replay. But you can come over here to the play button and see that replay. So a pretty good strike, a little push draw there. So this is the screen that I keep it on most of the time when I'm playing. But we're gonna take you through the rest of the vertical menu. The next 2, swing and AI trainer and compare. When we have the high-speed cameras out and when I'm teaching, we'll use those. We're still working on some SOPs to make those more available as we go. But when you get down to shot, it's gonna show you every single shot from your session. So you'll see here, it'll have an average and a max. It's gonna show you the average of those 17 shots this member hit. It's gonna show the max, and it's also gonna show the average and the max for each corresponding kind of launch angle, club head speed, ball speed. And the cool thing here is you can make these numbers change by coming in here and editing a session and deleting and editing that shot. I'm not going to do that right now because I don't want to screw up this member's data. But if you come in here to edit session, you click on whatever shot you want to get rid of, maybe a chunk, maybe a thin ball, maybe a pull hook or something that's not really part of your true data, you can get rid of that shot and these numbers will change. Coming back here to session, when you have multiple sessions, say I had pitching wedge 9, 8, 7, 6, all the way down to driver, it'll show them in correspondence. So you can see all of your gaps. You can maybe see, oh, like I hit my pitching wedge 100 yards and then my 9 iron 130. maybe we need to take a look at those clubs. Maybe we need to add a club so your gaps aren't a problem. So this is more for when you're practicing getting granular with the data, but just a really cool thing to see when you move through the bag. And keep in mind, when you do that, you'd be adding sessions over here for every single club so they separate and the data is consistent with each club. And then getting down to numbers, this is where you'll see a little bit of everything. Most of these numbers, keep in mind, are on the range or the course itself. You'll get club head speed, ball speed, you'll get ball flight type, club path, all the fun stuff. And if you don't know what some of these things are, I can explain them to you. And especially if you get a lesson, I can go through what maybe you should be looking for, what kind of smash factor you should look for with a driver versus a wedge, and so forth. But to get the most out of your session, I'm going to come back to club. I'm going to make sure this is on photo. And then I'm going to come down here to the bottom of this vertical menu, this little square down here, and I'm going to click that open. And when I click that open, it's going to pop up here with another screen where I'm going to be able to choose number or front or side top. And the way we get to that screen is this is the second monitor. As I take that mouse all the way to the right, you'll see it will pop up here, so I could move to side, top, or front. The only thing that's a little weird is if I haven't opened up this third screen before, it's not gonna show any data up there until I hit my next shot. So I'm gonna put this on number, and let me get that there. This is what I think a perfect practice session looks like, these two screens. You get the most out of each session.